sports card ASMR. This poppin' fool, well, I'm the sports card doctor, and I'm very happy that you are here today on the channel that combines sports card nostalgia and ASMR relaxation. I'd love for you to consider subscribing to the channel. Today is one of our crinkle and rip videos. So if you enjoy it, if you find relaxation from it or any kind of entertainment, leave us a nice like, thumbs up. It really helps the channel as we continue to slowly grow. Alright, for our Crinkle and Rip series, we've got this. This is a 1988 Topps Rack Pack. We already got a guaranteed Hall of Famer in there with Dennis Eckersley, Doug DeCenzo, Billy Hatcher, George Bell. We're rolling with superstars for 1988. Got this Frank Viola All-Star card. So what we're going to do here is we are going to go ahead and do a little crinkling, and then we're going to rip all three of these little packs right here. Okay, ready? Let's do it. Crinks. Now it's time for the rips. We know we have a good card here. We know we have at least a fun card here with Frank Viola. So let's open up this first pack right here. I really want you to tear into it. All right. 88 tops. Not one of the greatest designs. I think 89 tops is worse. At least it looks like a baseball card down here. So let's see what we got. What are some of the big pulls in this pack? A McGuire, Gold Cup, Bonds, Canseco, the normal 80 stars. Like Dwayne Henry or Al Patrique. Dave LaPointe. Wow, we got some superstars. Stan Jefferson. Tom Filer Kids. This is what it was like collecting cards in 1988. Got Astros leaders with Glenn Davis there. My people said Phelps. My people said Phelps. Let's trade him for Jay Buhner. John Morris. Richard Dotson. Steve Shields. Dwayne Bice, who had something to do with the launch of Upper Deck, so check that out. There's a great story on it on the channel Sports Card Edge, which is a channel I enjoy. Phillies leaders with Michael Jack Schmidt, Brad Moore, and Cub prospect Doug DeCenzo. You can, again, this is what it was like, kids, collecting cards in the height of the junk wax era, but also not to take anything against these guys played in the majors. I did not. My dream was playing in the majors, and now I'm here opening up cards 45 years later. They let a lot of these guys in the major leagues. That was part of the problem. Okay. Next up. Jeepers, you gotta damage the cards to get them out of the pack. Now, I will say this. I did like the back of the 1988 tops. I thought it was easy to read here. I liked the monthly scoreboard. You could see how Billy Hatcher did over the course of the entire 1988s. I apologize. I keep saying 88 tops. I apologize. This is 1989 tops. Jeepers. I hope someone already left a mean comment. I told you that sports card doctors having quite a week. 1989. The 1988 tops are a horrible design with the little thing right there. No, that's 89. Okay. Which means we have less chance to get a Canseco or a McGuire or anything good. I apologize. I apologize. Looking forward to the comments on that one. All right, here we go. Hall of Famer Dennis Eckersley. Hall of Famer Lee Smith. The late, not quite great, but also great Pascual Perez. Don Hinkle. Joe Price. Kurt Young, if you like left-handed pitchers who are in the bullpen, here's your pack. Jose Rio. Rafael Ramirez. Ooh, Gold Cup rookie, but again, another lefty in the bullpen. Paul Gibson. Dave Means. Hall of Famer Dave Parker. Alex Trevino. Doug Jones and his mustache. The great thing about Doug Jones, he was like 32 in this photo, but his mustache was 81. And Billy Hatcher. Good player. I liked Hatcher during this era. Well, at least we got some Hall of Famers here. Not necessarily going to hold on to them, but this kind of sums up 1988, 89 tops for me. This is a Hall of Famer at the time, one of the more exciting players to watch in the game. A veteran who had a big comeback and conversion into a reliever and became a superstar. And this is the card you'd give us. This is the photo. You give Lee Smith, and not even in the bullpen, just in the Tigers visitor dugout, just waiting to get in the game. Dave Parker looking confused while he's playing with the A's at this point in his career, like, and why they didn't defeat the Dodgers. Like, that's what you give us? All right. 1989 tops. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Okay. do have a all-star card, Frank Viola, one of the best in the game at the time there. A little shiny card there. Terry Leach, that's, you know what, that's actually a great photo. Submariner, side armor, having an absolute seizure, trying to get that ball over the plate. Love that. Larry Sheets, a big 1987 season, what, 35 home runs? 31 home runs in 1987, big season. Too bad the ball was juiced. Tony Armas, another Hall of Famer. Eddie Murray, like that. Jose Alvarez, not a Hall of Famer. Bruce Ruffin, Gary Thurman, we thought might be a Hall of Famer. Juan Berenger, Phil Bradley, solid outfielder in this era. Hall of Famer Rock Raines, like that card. Todd Froworth, John Crock, a Hall of Famer in my heart. One of my favorites from this era. The late great forkball specialist himself, Roger Craig there. And George Bell, who in 1988 hit 3 home runs on opening day after his big 1987 season there. That 87 season was big. 47 home runs, 134 RBIs, 308 average. There you go. Well, not a bad pack. You know, you got some stars here. You got some players that might get you. This might total 22 cents these days, but if you were opening this back in 1989, as I was doing at the time, you'd be happy with these cards. Maybe get some trade value, okay? Maybe use one of maybe 3 of these cards to pick up a Jerome Walton from one of your friends. You know, good trade, 3 for 1. That could work. But anyways, it's not about the cards. It's about the relaxation. Thank you for watching, hanging out, and listening to us here on another edition of Crinkles and Rips on Sports Card ASMR. See you next time.